Thank you all for coming. If you could take your seats, please, and we'd like to begin our afternoon's program. Again, I was Shirona, Amanzuchi, Uzuei. First I'd like to welcome everybody. I'm Don from the Tibetan Association of Boston, and thank you all for coming to the unveiling of the traditional throne for His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama. I would like to invite Dr. Lobsang Singhi from Harvard University, who is coordinating His Holiness's stay while he is in Boston at Harvard, MIT, and also for the Tibetan Association at Gillette Stadium, May 2nd. Dr. Lobsang Singhi.
As a Tibetan, I am, and I can say on behalf of all the Tibetans, we are very, very excited and really, really honored to welcome His Holiness the Dalai Lama, our leader, to New England area. I think this will be his 7th visit to the state of Massachusetts, and we will consider that lucky number 7, and this will be the most lucky visit of all the visits so far, and we all are looking forward to it. As you all know, he will arrive on 29th, and he has a pretty tight schedule, I think burdened by us, the organizers. On 29th, there will be a press conference, and people in the media are welcome to come. You have to, of course, send us requests, and most of the requests will be approved. There will be 30 to 45 minutes of press conference. Welcome the photograph of His Holiness, in his place, and we will honor it on the throne. And as per the ritual, we will have a prayer, auspicious prayer for 5 to 7 minutes. And while the prayer is going on, we will have Tibetans coming, again as per our tradition, offer white scarves to pay respect to His Holiness to welcome him in a symbolic manner to New England in 3 weeks' time. After that, we will have Lama Bingman, who is the Buddhist chaplain at Harvard University and also a spiritual director of Satya Center, will explain the significance of the throne, why, the historical background as to how it became necessary and how it's so important as per its ritual to have a throne and His Holiness sit on it when he gives teaching. After that, we'll have 3 cultural performances. Then we'll have press briefing, and followed by more cultural performance. Of course, in between, we will have lunch as well. So with that, we will unveil the throne, and then we'll have
comes. Geshe Sogala, the head of the Gurukula Center, Lama Mimala, as I introduced already, and Lama Sonamla, he is the spiritual director of Gurukula Center here. So they will lead auspicious prayer that His Holiness live long and bless us also with prayer. So I request our Reverend Geshe Sogala, Lama Mimala, Lama Sonamla to lead a prayer. Thank you. Geshe Sogala, Lama Sonamla, and Lama Mimala. Now I'll welcome Lama Mimala to explain the significance of the throne and the ritual that we just did. So Lama Mimala is once again.
Thank you, Loksala, for introducing me. And also, I'm very honored to introduce the throne. And I was asked by the president of the Boston Tibetan Association to give some significance of the throne. So, in some sense, the throne and the seat, chair, I think these are some things we use both in East and West. But what I see the difference is that unlike the chair like we have used in Ivy League universities or the seat of power where we enthrone the kings, the throne here has a transformative significance. I think I will go through that process. In Tibet, in old times, when times were peaceful and good, somehow, although we lived in a very underdeveloped, primitive culture, but somehow our inner transformation is very high. Because of that, the material we have used for the throne, we always have a saying that Sirti, our golden throne. And recently I was reading a biography of one of the greatest Tibetan master, Dildu Khyentse Rinpoche, and he mentioned that he was participating in a special ceremony to offer golden throne, which was made out of solid gold to His Holiness Dalai Lama. The reason why we give so much significance for the material of the throne is that it has a transformative quality. Because if you have visited any Tibetan family homes or temples, Tibetans have a tradition to use gold or silver as an offering bowls or mandalas, and we use the most precious material for the spiritual offerings. So more we put value on those offering objects, they help to cultivate more the spiritual quality within the person. So it is not that Tibetans don't want to have a material wealth, but somehow through the learning of the Dharma, through the learning of the Buddhism, they focused on the investment on the merit. They think that if you invest more on the good karma, then not only you will have happiness in this life, but also you can carry it to the next life, and ultimately to achieve the Buddhahood. We may invest in the Wall Street, but most of the time we don't have the transformation. As we see from the recession, it is out of fear and greed. When we invest in the Wall Street, how much internal stress they can bring to us. So that's why I think the material has been like the most precious and more valuable material we make offering to the faith objects, then they have more spiritual quality to transform us. So that is one significance. So at present we have used a wooden throne, but I hope maybe at some point the Boston Tibetan Association and all the benefactors, when they become more and more wealthy, maybe someday we can offer a platinum throne to His Holiness. So that will, I think, generate more merit to us. So that is one significance. The other significance, if you look around the throne has many different designs. You will see when I look to this throne, I see some auspicious signs curved on the back support as well as in the front. So these are auspicious signs which has been used throughout the Buddhist history, starting from Buddha, because they are connected to the Buddha's life. They are connected to the Buddha's life, and they are auspicious because they are connected to the very awakened state of the Buddha, which is the wisdom and compassion. So those of us who can make connection to this auspicious, then there is an interdependent link which will help us to cultivate those qualities in us. So that's why they are auspicious. Auspicious doesn't mean something happens by chance, or auspicious doesn't mean something is created by some creator. I think it has a significance of how much through the connection we can transform ourselves. So each one of those auspicious signs has a legend connected with the Buddha, and I will not go into detail. And also you see the crossed Vajra. So that has significance of longevity. The crossed Vajra represents the most subtle atomic element in the universe. In some sense, I think the universe is made out of all the atoms of the four elements, and when we purify them, then they become diamonds. So this Vajra, the crossed Vajra, has the significance of that purified, more subtle atomic, which is the last one to decay in the universe, in the material world. So what we are doing is, by placing this on the seat, on the cushion of His Holiness, we are praying that the teacher, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, as well as the teaching may may last for very long time until the universe lasts. So that is one significance. Besides, if you have visited many temples, there are more elaborate thrones where you will see. We also had a saying about, Singti, which means loin throne, and also you will see other animals. So all those animals, they are not just animals. They represent, they are symbol, they are messenger of some message. And most of the time, they have a transformative quality, like those animals can represent some kind of a and how those destructive emotions have some significance of energy in our world, but they need to be transformed. So say like, in some sense, some of the thrones you will see an elephant. There are 6 animals which are used for the thrones. So the elephant is one, and if I may say just few examples of elephant. The elephant represents the ignorance as well as the strength. So many times when we are confused and ignorant, there is also an energy of strength, which we appreciate in our samsara. So this is something, if you may ask some scholars some questions, I think usually scholars will have a problem answering yes and no. They will make it such a philosophical and go on and go on and go on. But on the other hand, a simple person, if you may ask some question, they will say yes and no. So that is the same thing. The ignorance has a strength to make it very decisive because the scholarship is cultivated based on doubt. So the elephant has that kind of quality, but although they have that kind of quality, but that needs to be transformed, and the transformation is taken through the training of wisdom. So like this, tiger and crocodile, and there are 6 different animals. They represent the 6 root destructive emotions which we all have. So we have a little bit of elephant, we have a little bit of tiger, we have all those animals, but they all need to be transformed. So the way it should be transformed is, then throne is also called Shuti, or the teaching throne. So teaching in the sense, I think now we will see when His Holiness will visit here at the Jila Center, usually traditionally, you will see that His Holiness will do 3 prostrations before the throne, before he will sit on the throne. The very significance of doing 3 prostration is that sometimes when we are enthroned and when we sit on a higher seat, so naturally then we have, this brings more ego and pride. So to decrease that pride and ego, then His Holiness will do 3 prostrations. I'm not saying His Holiness has that kind of thing, but that I'm just explaining the transformative significance of the throne. Then after sitting on the throne, then His Holiness will give the teaching. So here His Holiness will give the Four Noble Truth teaching, which we have, the Boston Association has requested. And that's why this throne has the significance of Dharma teaching, and the higher the throne is, it is to respect and pay homage and to bring more value to the teacher who represents the teaching. So it is the teaching which has the quality to then transform all the destructive emotions we have within us. So in that sense, I think the throne has significance. And furthermore, for us, since this is a good auspicious beginning, now the Tibetan Association has constructed the throne. His Holiness will give the first teaching which Buddha taught after Buddha was enlightened. Buddha gave the Four Noble Truth teaching as his first mission teaching in his life. And all the time when His Holiness is gone. So hopefully, whatever the fundraising we will have from His Holiness teaching and from His Holiness's blessing, then when we have our center, then this throne will be the centerpiece, which will be in the Heritage Center. And I hope the blessings of the teaching and the throne and teacher will continue in that center so that we all will be transformed all the time. So that, in that sense, then that place will become the seat of the culture, Tibetan heritage, which is based on the very spirituality which we all have. So I will pray that the teachings will continue, the Dharma will continue, and His Holiness will have long life with the offering of this throne. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lama Mingmala, for very detailed explanation of the significance of the throne. And as they ended by saying that this is the throne which we will keep at the new Tibetan Heritage Center, which we will build after His Holiness visit. With His Holiness visit, we hope to raise some funds which we will use to perhaps buy a land and build Tibetan Heritage Center, where we will keep the throne. And we are very happy that, as Lama Mingmala said, Buddha gave the first teaching on Four Noble Truths. Similarly, His Holiness Dalai Lama, May 2nd at the Jilid sitting, the morning teaching will be on the Four Noble Truths. And as he will be sitting on this throne, we, the Tibetans and Buddhists, will consider it blessed, and we will be very happy to possess and unveil the throne forever in our future Tibetan Heritage Center. And in future events also, you all are most welcome to come and participate. Now we have done the spiritual aspect of offering as well as blessing. Now we will do the secular aspect of offering to His Holiness and to Tibetan culture as a whole. Now we'll have Tashi Shurba performance. As you can see, we have young, dynamic youth, Tibetan youth of Boston area, who will perform the Tashi Shurba, which is a good luck dance. In any event, in any secular event in the Tibetan society, we have to start with Tashi Shurba. So with that, please. With the Tibetan Heritage Center, we hope to have bigger classrooms for dance in the future. And With that, I call Namadushi. In some ways, it kind of destroys or eliminates your enemy and win over or make more friends. So in the first dance, we all Now then we have the final performance. Yak dance, as you know, yak is an animal of death. And the not so thick. And at that time there was shortage of food. And yak just buffalo. So I will go up to the mountain to fetch food. And then the buffalo without his head remains in the plains of India and Asia. So that's why yak has taken up, waiting for yak to come back. And if you look at yak, it's always looking up and down. So it's looking for as for his gratitude to go immediately. Once again, I cannot emphasize enough that our dance teachers, as well as Tibetan Institution of Boston, and the younger generation, really, they spend enormous amount of time to practice these performances, to preserve our culture, at the moment in the basement of the church, and we hope they have.
야, 아빠 해. 저다 저거대 아빠. 돈 계속 깨봐. 삐고 타나 보고 싶다. 야, 나 미자 나 도마 지키고 타.
야, 또 아빠 탐내야. 니 누쳐야.
야, 야.
야, 그래, 늦어. 아, 컨텐츠 좀 필요가 없었네. 야, 그래, 늦어.
오, 왔어. 아마 진짜 나이나 없지.
태어났어, 야.
아, 누가에게 MIT라지. 해도라지. 까먹고 누가 보고.
야, 다 니마 집으로서 넌 그걸 해라, 파수야.
너네가 마시고. 아, really? 오케이. 왔어. 아마 진짜. 야, 그래. 아마 진짜 너 해라 마셔. 마셔 해. 나그 지세. 아마 진짜 지세가 그리고 어떻게? 아마 났어. 나 아마 나밖에 안 돼. 나만 됩니다. 아마 진짜. 아, 잘해. 나 그래요. 아마 진짜 쇼가수 진주들 둘 다 와야 뭐 드시더나 드시마라 뻘어도 대수야.
Please take a copy on your way out. This is we have a brochure or booklet of Tibetan Heritage Center which explains everything. And please tell your friends to visit bostontibet.org where you will find all the details about His Holiness visit on May 2nd. With that, I think we'll conclude our event today, where you can hang around and chat and make some new friends, our Tibetan friends, and of course Tibetans will make your friends as well. Thank you very
The methods that we do are we have Sunday schools where the teachers are volunteered to teach Tibetans to our children, and we have teachers who teach Tibetan dances, the Tibetan instruments, and our children have had many occasions to perform these Tibetan culture shows at school level, at college level, and also in front of His Holiness the Dalai Lama.
Forward to May 2nd Gillette. We all try to be there. This is the purpose of the May 2nd. And please tell your family and a friend and participate in Gillette and May 2nd event. That's the most important thing to get all blessed from His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And thank you all coming here today. Thank you very much.